Hello, Bain4Tech is an award-winning Cisco partner with strong expertise across Cisco firewall. Bain4Tech leverages its BitPass platform to provide users and partners dozens of hands-on lab without the need of RealKit on-prem. Let's begin by giving you a quick overview about Cisco NAT. What is NAT? So, network address translation is the process where a network device, usually a firewall, assigns a public address to a computer or group of computers inside of a private network. The main use of NAT is to limit the number of public IP addresses an organization or company must use for both economy and security purposes. Let's look at the different kinds of NATs. You have static NAT, dynamic NAT, and port address translation. So let's look at each of them one by one. Static NAT is also referred to as one-to-one NAT. This type of NATing scheme is usually used for servers requiring the same IP address always, hence the name static. So server 1 will always have the same IP address assigned to it. Server 2 will have a different public IP address assigned to it, and so on and so forth. Now let's look at dynamic NAT. Again, the NAT device will consist of a pool of IP addresses. This time though, the pool of IP addresses will be used when needed and then given back to the pool. So for example, if a computer A needed a public address, it would take one from the pool, then hand it back when done. The next time the same computer wants an IP address, it may be assigned a different public address from the pool because the one used previously may be in use by another computer, hence the name dynamic. So users who want to communicate on the internet at any one time will be limited by how many public IP addresses are available in the NAT pool. A company would purchase a number of public IPs depending on their need. So let's look at the next one, which is port address translation. With port address translation, a single public IP address is used for all internal private IP addresses, but a different port is assigned to each private IP address. This type of NAT is also known as NAT overload and is the typical form of NAT used in today's networks. It is even supported by most consumer-grade routers. PAT allows you to support many hosts with only few public IP addresses. It works by creating dynamic NAT mapping, in which a global IP address and a unique port number are selected. The router keeps a NAT table entry for every unique combination of the private IP address and port, with translation to the global address and a unique port number. So how does NAT work? Basically, NAT allows a single device, such as a router, to act as an agent between the internet and a local network, which means that only a single unique IP address is required to represent an entire group of computers to anything outside their network. Let's go ahead and look at a few commands to check NAT configuration. Now let's discuss about some of the important commands, right? So show NAT, what it shows is the NAT policies and counters. In this command output, we can see the detailed information related to NAT policy, such as source and destination zone, NAT type, and real source and map network IP. The next command, show NAT detail, is what you can see all the NAT output, what we get in show NAT, but there we also get the traffic hit count. So you would notice untranslated hits, untranslated hits, translated hits. So that is what you get with show NAT detail. And with the command show run NAT, gives you the manual NAT configuration, which you have gone ahead and configured. So now that you're so now with the help of NAT, you know for a fact that you can save a lot of public IP addresses. And now that you're familiar with what NAT covers, and please reach out to your BAE Infotech representative and learn how BitPass can help you and your team learn about NAT or one of the many other security use cases available with us. Thank you.